Well, hello, welcome back to another vlog. This is, I guess, the first vlog of 2024, which is super exciting. And this vlog is going to be a little bit different. I've been wanting to record one of these vlogs for a while, and I just didn't know how it would be received on my channel. But you know what? 2024 is the year that I get back into reading. We're back in my bookish era. For those that don't know, I have a master's degree in library and information science. I was a school librarian for 3 years, 2 years as a high school librarian, 1 year as a middle school librarian. Quickly found out that K through 12 was not the setting for me. And then I just got away from reading, and I don't really know why. I think it was just a matter of I couldn't focus on it, and I don't know, I found myself not enjoying reading in general so much, and I just got away from it, and I went for basically 2 years without reading books. But I am back in my reading era now. I have a goal of reading 52 books this year, which I know is a hefty one, especially for someone who hasn't read in so long. Like last year I had a reading goal of 12 books. I just wanted to read one book a month, and I couldn't even do that. And now all of a sudden I'm jumping up to a book a week. But it's fine though, because so far we're on January 14th, so Sunday, January 14th right now. It's late in the night. It's almost 9 o'clock, but I wanted to make sure I started this vlog today, other than showing y'all my coffee, because I want to do a reading vlog. And I have been wanting to do a reading vlog for a while. Now, obviously this isn't going to be just me reading the entire time. I'll throw some other vlog stuff in here just to break it up. But I've been wanting to do that, and I thought, what better way to kick off a reading vlog and my comeback to reading than with something a little extra. So for this reading vlog, I am going to be primarily focused on Haunting Adeline. This book has intrigued me for God knows how long, and I'm finally going to read it. I'm going to read it. Also, I'm in my Kindle era. Don't get me wrong, I love the feel of an actual physical book, but there's just something about having your Kindle with you and having a multitude of books with you at all times. Also, so far I have read 3 books this year. So I'm doing way better than I did last year already, and we're just halfway through the first month of 2024. I thought with this reading vlog, this would be a great one to start with. I'll probably regret that. But basically, for anyone that doesn't know this book, this is a dark romance, and it's apparently hefty. A lot of trigger warnings with it. I've said before that when it comes to words, I don't get triggered, upset, or anything like that unless it deals with an animal. Like, it doesn't matter if it's words, visual, what have you. If it deals with an animal, I cannot handle it. Like, harming an animal, I can't handle it. When it comes to actual, like, visual stuff, like movies and stuff, there's a little bit more that I can't handle. But when it comes to words, I can handle a good amount. However, this book comes, I'm pretty sure, with an entire page dedicated to trigger warnings. I don't know if it shows up on the Kindle version of that. Literally, I just have the title, the cover for it right now. I haven't gone any further. I thought we could enjoy this together. I'm gonna try and do as spoiler-free as possible, but no promises. So if you don't want to get spoiled, I'm gonna do my best, okay? I'll do my best. So just going to like Goodreads and like looking about this book. How do you describe this book? Basically, it's about this girl named Adeline who I think inherits a house, a mansion, something like that. It's Haunting Adeline. But then there's also this dude. All I know is he like stops trafficking stuff from happening, but then he like stalks this girl, and then like there's a lot of bad things that he does to this girl, but like people are like, oh my god, that's so hot. And I'm like, okay. Apparently this book was previously banned on Amazon due to trigger warnings. I don't know what I'm getting myself into, but if you've read this book before, let me know in the comments below how you feel about it. But we are going to read it. Also, I have a new clear case on my Kindle, but I have no stickers yet. So it's just kind of blah. Thought I'd bring y'all with me. I did not realize how long this book is. This book is 583 pages. Like, what? This book is 583 pages. So I think what I'm gonna do for this reading vlog is I'm going to obviously record some snippets of me reading this book, blah, blah, blah. And I plan to take some notes. I haven't done that with the 3 books I've read so far this year, but I plan to take some notes so I can stop every so often and discuss it and just throw a little bit of everyday life in there as well. But yeah, I think only one of my friends on Goodreads has read it so far, and I actually asked her about it. She gave it a 3 out of 5, and she said that it was basically not her thing. It's got a 4.01 on Goodreads. I think it's got an even higher rating on Amazon. I don't know. I'm nervous because I've never read dark romance before. I just typically stick with like the cutesy romance with a little bit of spice. So I don't know what to expect. Where's the trigger warning? A playlist. So that's kind of cool. I like it when authors do that, when they're like, these are the songs like I was listening to or like I thought of when writing this book. So that's kind of cool. Nothing that I like listened to. The Weekend is on there. Important note. Oh, here we go. This is the trigger warning page. This book ends on a cliffhanger. Yeah, there's also Huntin' Adeline is the second book, I believe. Will I read that one? It depends on how much I don't want to say enjoy this book just because of the themes in it, but like, you know what I mean. If I find myself actually liking this book, maybe we'll read the second one. We'll see. It says the contents are very dark with triggering situations such as non-dub con between the main characters. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Graphic violence, human trafficking, stalking, child sacrifice, mentions of child death, and explicit sexual situations. I'm gonna have to bleep out some of those things because YouTube won't like me saying that. There are also particular kinks such as gunplay, somnophilia. I gotta look that up. Bondage and degradation. Book was previously taken down to the warning, but you can also find them in reviews on my website or feel free to message me directly. Your mental health matters. What is that other one? I'm afraid to Google that. That's gonna be in my search now. Somnophilia. Oh. Sexual interest and engages sexual activity with a sleeping person. And look, this is also not me kink shaming anyone, but just know that if you're interested in this book, make sure you read this page that tells you about all the things that takes place in this book. So, should we get started? So far, the books I've read this year have been cutesy. Well, 2 of the books I've read so far this year have been cutesy. I just finished Jeanette McCurdy's book, I'm Glad My Mom Died, which I hate saying that title because my mom and I are like besties, but that was a really good memoir if you haven't read it yet. Highly recommend the audio version of it, the audiobook, because Jeanette McCurdy reads it herself and it is spectacular. That's what I've read so far this year. Also, if you'd like to add me on Goodreads, I think I have my Goodreads in my description. I don't know. You can follow me on there. Should we go read? I don't know why I keep looking over here. You need to look here. Should we go read? I'm afraid for it. I don't know. I'm nervous. Let's go read, shall we?
Hi, Van. Taco boy, you got this now.
Hello, it is Monday, January 15th, and I thought I would do an update on how Hauntin' Adeline is going so far. Also, I'm realizing my makeup today is giving me like Helena vibes from My Chemical Romance. Probably because I have no lipstick on, so like I'm feeling very pale. I am about a quarter of the way through this book. It's a very fast read. I hit 100 pages in no time, and I have thoughts. Okay, so one, it is so repetitive. This book is so repetitive. It is the same thing every few pages. It's so repetitive. I'm finding myself struggling to get through it right now because of how repetitive it is. It's the same copy-paste formula every chapter. It's the same thing over and over again. Also, people lied saying how spicy this book is. I am a quarter of the way through and like only one person's gotten off so far. That's not spicy. Jokes aside, few little observations. One, I don't think we know the main dude's name yet. Like, we know his name because the author like mentions it in the beginning in her acknowledgements. Like, I'm pretty sure his name is Zaid, but he's referred to as Z. And my thing is, why is this man so obsessed with our main character? Like, right off the bat, the second he sees her, so obsessed. It's a little strange. Then again, this whole book is kind of that way. Two, our main character is dumb. And there's a lot of conflicting things too. Like, her friend is also dumb. They waffle back and forth a lot on whether or not to call the police with all the things that Z or Zaid or whatever is doing. They're like, we should call the police. We shouldn't call the police. We should call the police. We shouldn't call the police. You have a stalker on your hands that's like going around essentially hurting people for like even looking in your direction. It's strange behavior. There's a weird connection, and I don't know if I'm just reading too much into this or if the author like wants you to believe that there's a connection, but I feel like there's a connection between the dude, Z, Zaid, whatever, and Adeline's best friend, Daya. There's a lot of similarities, and I'm like, do y'all like overlap somehow? Both of them do kind of the same thing where they try and take down cases of trafficking, and they're both kind of sort of hackers, and I'm like, do y'all's paths like ever cross? Like, are y'all working together and we don't know it? Like, what is going on here? I'm trying not to say too much without, I don't really want to do spoilers, but I feel like in order to like hone in on certain things, I can't really do much without spoiling a few things. So I'm on, what chapter? I think I'm on chapter 12 right now. I will say I do enjoy the dual POV. So like some chapters are from Adeline's perspective, some chapters are from Zaid's perspective. I do like that we go back and forth on that. However, there's just the author's like making this guy who is a psychopath out to be like this great person because he fights trafficking and like saves people from being trafficked. And then but he's also a stalker who wants to like do bad things to Adeline. And it's like, I'm so confused. It's supposed to be a dark romance book. So far I'm not getting a whole lot of the romance. I don't know, maybe that's just me. I'm on page 139. It's like over 500 pages in this book. According to the Kindle, I'm 26% of the way, so I'm a quarter of the way through this book. And it's not the worst thing that I've ever read. Not the greatest either. I will say the writing is kind of sloppy, if that makes sense. It just feels very fan fiction. Is that a good way to put it? It feels like fan fiction. What is that fan fiction of? Like Wattpad? I never was big into Wattpad. I was into fanfiction.net, but I know that that's a big thing. That's what this book is given. Those kind of vibes. Again, not the worst thing I've ever read. It's a little sloppy. I sound like I'm hating on this book, and you know, maybe I went into reading this book already with my mind made up on how I was gonna feel about it, which, I mean, not the best way to go into reading a book. I don't know, it's like the morally gray area that kind of gets me, where it's like, oh, this guy is like saving people and is taking down human trafficking, but he also is like contemplating SA on this person. So it's just one of those things where it's just like, so far, TLDR, so far I'm struggling, even though this is a... Ivan is also struggling. I'm struggling to read this book, not because it's like a hard read, it's just sloppy and repetitive. Very repetitive. I think that's my biggest holdup right now, aside from the content of it all, is the repetitiveness. It is the same thing. Just like, it's the same formula, but it's like the same flow throughout. I will also say I do really like the addition of Adeline's great-grandmother's diary entries, like in between each chapter. That's a pretty cool touch. I do really enjoy that. And we kind of find out that great-grandma was a little bit of a freak who was, you know, we don't know by who, but we know she had a stalker too, and she was into it. So great-grandma was a little, you know, freaky. But I do like that little aspect of the book, that between each chapter is a diary entry from great-grandma, which is pretty cool. I do like that. And again, I like the dual POV where we get a few chapters with Adeline, we get a few chapters with Zaid, we are inside both of their heads, kinda. We've definitely gotten more chapters with Adeline so far. I don't know if that was on purpose, since she technically is like the main character, but I do like that we still get to get a little bit inside his head. So again, quarter of the way through the book. My hope is to finish this before the weekend. If I could finish this, today's Monday, if I could finish this by Wednesday or Thursday, preferably by Thursday, because I got stuff going on Thursday, so I'd like to be done with it. I will say it's not the worst thing I've read. It's just the repetitiveness is a lot. Also, if you can hear like deep breathing in the background, that would be Spock, who is currently snoring off to the side. I'm currently sitting on my bed. There are no bed sheets on here right now because we're doing laundry, and Spock is currently snoozing off to the side. Also, it snowed here today. That was kind of fun. Good snow day to stay in and just read. Though I'd rather something a little bit more lighthearted. Hi. What do you think? Hi. Yeah. Oh, big yawn. Oh, hi. What do you think of it? What do you think? Hi. What do you think? Hello, it is Tuesday, January 16th, and I am currently in the parking lot waiting for my hair appointment. It snowed yesterday, and I thought for sure, oh no, my nail polish came off. I thought for sure my appointment would be canceled today because the roads are rough. Like, it is below freezing, it is sleeting currently, and my hair appointment is still on, which, I mean, great. I want my hair done, but like also the roads were rough getting here. Also, if you can hear my car go, it's too damn cold for me to cut my car off right now while I wait. But anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit more about this darling book that I'm reading. All right, so I recorded my reaction to that first what the fuck scene, the one that involves a pew 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 pew, for those that have read the book. What? people into that? Not, like, again, I'm not yucking anyone's yum, but like, I'll just leave it there. I'll just leave it there. Where am I at now? Where am I at in this book? This just so wonderful of a read. I'm 41%. So last time I updated y'all, I was about 25, 26% of the way through the book. I'm now at 41%. I'm 223. Next chapter is one from his perspective. Oh yeah, he broke into our house again. They had like a little hide and go seek thing. No, this wasn't the hide and go seek was with the pew pew. This was, she was sleeping. I got a lot of thoughts. I brought my Kindle to read this during my appointment because I'm getting my hair colored. You know, you gotta sit for like, what, 20 minutes with color in your hair? So I was like, let me read a little bit. I don't want anyone to come up behind me while I'm reading this because goddamn, I felt awful reading it in bed last night next to my husband. Like I feel like I cannot record any parts of his perspective. His chapters are gnarly. Hers are a little bit more tame in wording, but woohoo! Y'all gotta remember, this is my first deep dive into dark romance, but I'm lacking the romance aspect. It's just dark. There's a little less romance, a little bit too much dark. So yeah, that's where we currently are. It's still a sloppily written book. Am I the only one that thinks that? I just feel like it's very just, it's a lot. I guess when I went into reading this book, I shouldn't have expected it to be a work of art, but like, damn. See if we can finish it today or tomorrow. Yay. Editing Gretchen, this is the part where I find out that Daya works for the same company that Zayd operates. I saw that coming. Hello, it is Wednesday, January 17th, and I haven't updated at all today for this reading vlog. I haven't read anything yet today. My hope is that I can finish this book. I don't know if I could stay up tonight and finish the whole thing, but I might be able to finish it during the day tomorrow before I have plans for tomorrow afternoon. I might stay up a little bit today and then finish it tomorrow during the day, but we are at 65% on this book. We're on page 348 out of 583. I thought it was 511. Nope, it's 583. Anyway. I don't know what to say about this book. If you are reading this book for the schmut aspect of it, I feel like you're going to be happy. If you are reading this book for the plot, no, you're not gonna be. You're not gonna get both with this book. Hell, you're not gonna get a whole lot of plot. I don't see myself rating this book over a 3-star. If it continues to be super repetitive for the remainder 35% that I have, it'll probably be a 2-star. But unless something wild happens in this last 35%, it's not gonna go past a 3-star. So yeah, that's where we currently are with this book. But again, might stay up and read a little bit tonight, then try and finish it tomorrow. I meant to read earlier in the day, but I was so drawn into Baldur's Gate. Streamed that a little bit today, and I was so drawn into it that I went past my normal time of stream by like an hour and a half. If you haven't played Baldur's Gate yet, it's a ton of fun. I haven't romanced anyone yet because the person I want to romance disapproves of everything that I do. Also, I really like how the lighting looks right now. Maybe I should start streaming this time of night because the lighting looks kind of cool. That's supposed to be red back there. For some reason, it's showing up yellow on camera. Anyway, so yeah, they just went to party at some senator's house because Addie wanted to find out more about her great-grandmother. Schmexy time happened. But now we're in a dry spell of things. There's like 4 chapters with no Schmexy time. At least I think that's where I stopped off. I stopped off in the middle of a chapter, and I hate it when I do that, but obviously I was super tired last night, if that's what I did. I don't ever usually stop in the middle of a chapter, but I did last night, so now I gotta go back like a page to remember what the heck I was reading beforehand. I'm gonna go take off my makeup for the day and then get comfy and read some. We'll see. I might try and get 10% knocked out, so then that way I only have 20% to do tomorrow, and I think I can get it done before the stuff for tomorrow night happens. So wish me luck. Alright, it is the end of this vlog because I am done reading this book finally. Oh, what do I even say about this book? The positives. The smut was good. It was. It finally picked up after about 100 pages of only like 1 spicy scene. It picked up. If you are reading this for smut, you will be happy. If you're reading this for plot, it had promise. It could have been good. The storyline could have been good. You have Zaid, who is basically a vigilante who is trying to take down sex trafficking, saving women and children, which, you know, admirable. You have Addie, who's trying to like figure out the mystery around her great-grandmother's death. Also cool, but just how it was executed. The book felt juvenile. There's supposed to be like Zaid, I want to say, was like in his mid-30s, and Addie was in her upper 20s, and it just felt not that way. It felt very juvenile. It felt like teenagers, lower 20s, mostly lower 20s, I'd say. So I guess it wasn't too far off, but I don't know. It just, there was nothing mature about it. What else? Some of the terminology used. I believe the term creamy is now up in my list of hated words, kind of knocking at the door with the term moist. I hate that term so much. If I saw the term creamy one more time, ugh. Or juices. I guess you can only refer to certain things in smut the same way before it gets too repetitive. But that was also another problem, it was a very repetitive book. This book was long, and it probably could have been at least a third taken out because of the repetitiveness of it. I gave it a 2 out of 5 star over on Goodreads. By the way, feel free to follow me on Goodreads if you would like. I don't really do like full-blown reviews. I just do star ratings. But yeah, it was... it had potential to be more than just the smut, but also I can't get past a lot of the things. A lot of gaslighting and other things that I'm not going to talk about because YouTube's going to be like, this is what you start your reading vlog with. So yeah, I don't know how much I can say because, like, again, I don't want to spoil it for anyone that may be intrigued on reading it. However, I will say, even though the triggers mentioned at the beginning of the book, it didn't really get to me because, again, words don't really bother me too much as do like visuals. So like I can do books easier than movies. It was an interesting book, and I don't necessarily think interesting is a good term there. It did leave on a cliffhanger. Will I read the second one? According to Goodreads reviews, it's like 10 times worse than the first one, even though it has a higher review. But apparently the content is like significantly worse. So the second one is called Huntin' Adeline. The cliffhanger was pretty big in this one. I kind of want to know what happens, but at the same time, I don't think I care enough to know. So as of right now, I don't have any plans to read it, but I'm not going to say absolutely not because glutton for punishment, I guess. That's going to do it for this reading vlog. My final thing is it's a 2 out of 5 for me. And I will say if certain things, like if you read the list of the trigger warnings and you think that that's going to affect you, I would recommend against reading it. Unless you're kind of like me where the words don't necessarily get to you and it's more of a visual thing, then you might be okay. But if you read any of that and you're like, absolutely not, then I would pass on it. Anyway, let me know if you guys like this reading vlog, and I would love to do more. And if there's any tips you all have for reading vlogs, like if there's something that you like from other people who do reading vlogs that I could include for our next one, let me know. But that is gonna be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to go down there, hit that subscribe button, as well as that notification bell so YouTube will let you know when I upload next. But until next time, bye lovelies.